Hey, what's up guys, my name is Eterno and welcome to a video about Ludum Dare 32. So, first of all, what is Ludum Dare? For those of you who do not know, Ludum Dare, or Ludum Dare if you want to be all fancy, is a 48-hour game programming competition primarily. It's actually divided into two things, I'll get to that, but basically you have 48 hours to make a game from scratch, so all assets and whatnot can be, they have to be created within those 48 hours. However, you can use existing code and engines and stuff like that. Again, we'll get to that. The point is you have 48 hours to make a game from scratch, right? Pretty cool. So I usually do these things. This is actually going to be my 7th one. I'm making this video because Ludum Dare 32, so it's the 32nd competition, starts tomorrow, okay? Which is about probably around 12 hours from when this video goes out, around that, right? And I'll be doing it. So what that means is I'll be live streaming for the entire weekend, okay? So if you want to watch me make a game from scratch in 48 hours, well, you'd better visit that live stream. There's also another section of Ludum Dare, which is called a jam. Basically, you have 72 hours, you can work in teams, you don't have to release your source code, and there's a few different things like that, and you can use pre-made assets, I'm pretty sure, all that stuff, but I will be doing the competition as usual, which means I'll be working by myself, and I'll be basically writing the entire game within those 48 hours. So the biggest question I get is when will you be streaming, and generally all of that stuff. So what I've done is I've set up a new website called live.thecherno.com. Now, live.thecherno.com will have a countdown timer to when I'm next streaming, okay? So, for example, at the time of me recording this, live.thecherno.com says that next stream is in 15 hours, 43 minutes, and 15 seconds. So it's a legitimate just countdown timer to when I'll be streaming. So you can convert that into your time zone. You can just count on your hand how many hours is left until Cherno will start streaming, all of that stuff. So I've made it real easy. And as a bonus, when I do start streaming, live.thecherno.com will transform into an embedded stream if you don't want to watch it on Twitch for some reason. But you can always watch it on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/thecherno or live.thecherno.com. So that's all the live streaming stuff out of the way. That's how that's going to happen. So hopefully I'll see a lot of you guys there because as usual, these things are usually a lot of fun. So it should be great. And again, the theme for the competition gets released when it starts, which is, for me, 11 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, the 18th of April 2015. But the theme will get released when it starts, so I don't know what kind of game I'm going to make. But let's go over a few of the things I'll be using, okay? So I will be using my Sparky game engine, which I've been working on for the past, like, I think 6 weeks-ish. I'm guessing. I'm pulling a number out of my head, I don't know. But the Sparky game engine. So the entire series of how I made that game engine can actually be found here on YouTube, as you've probably noticed, because I've been uploading quite a lot of videos recently. So if you want to see that engine being created from scratch, you can actually just go to video 1 or the intro video, whatever. There's a playlist. I'll link the playlist below as well. And yeah, and you can literally just watch the entire creation of that. And it's quite fun because all of that was live streamed as well. So that's the case if you want to learn how the game engine was made and all not just how it was made, but all of the processes that went into creating that game engine, because all of it was live streamed, even the failures and all that stuff. The other thing I wanted to mention is that game engine is open source. It's under the Apache 2 license, which basically the only restriction with that license is the fact that if you do use Sparky for your own game engine, you have to be like, I used the Sparky engine created by Cherno, right? You can't be like, yeah, this is my own engine, basically, right? Which is, I think is fair. So you have to attribute me, basically. That's it, though. Like, it's pretty much permissive. You can use it for commercial projects if you like and whatnot. You can use it for anything you want. You don't have to open source your project, so it's not like the GPL license. But yeah, so feel free to use Sparky. It's very, very raw. It's not exactly finished yet, and it only supports 2D right now, so that means I will probably... In fact, I will be making a 2D game for Ludum Dare this time around, which is fine. I don't think we'll... Again, that's not really going to matter too much. You'll find that it will... I don't think it'll subtract at all, because I can still do a lot of pretty crazy things with 2D to make it look really quite 3D. But anyway, the point is, technically, from that kind of perspective, it is a 2D engine right now. Also, it is, as I mentioned, it is quite raw. There are a few things that probably need to be fixed and improved because, again, I've only spent about 6 weeks working on it. So I will be modifying the engine, I imagine, quite a bit. But the bonus thing is, the game will be available for Windows as well as on the internet. So you will be able to play this game inside your browser, even though it was written in Sparky. So the other thing I should mention is the language I'll be using this time around is C++, okay? I've never used C++ before for Love and Dare, just because it takes a bit too long. But I've got this game engine now. I'm pretty confident that since that's out of the way, and I don't have to make a game engine, basically, I can just, I can take the hit of having to spend slightly longer developing the game in C++, okay? But that C++ will actually be compiled through Sparky and Emscripten to run inside a web browser. So that's good because it lets me kind of program on desktop and then export to the web, kind of like what Unity does and whatnot, which I think is a very good first step in making Sparky a better Love and Dare engine. Anyway, that's the plan. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be streaming the whole time. One question I want to leave you guys with, though, before I go, and remember, live.thechannel.com if you want to get stream updates and whatnot. The final question I want to leave you guys with is, should I have a face cam in the stream for the entire duration of it? Because, I don't know, I was thinking about this. The face cam is it obstructs quite a bit of the video. It also kind of, I don't know, it's a bit more of a pain to set up and whatnot, and it's just, it is a slight hassle. But on the other hand, I think it makes it much more interesting, and the fact that you can kind of see my emotions and whatnot instead of just minutes of silence when I'm thinking about something. So it might be better in that regard. I don't know. I'm actually leaving it completely up to you guys. So if you want a face cam, leave a comment below. If you don't, just leave a comment being like, I don't want a face cam, okay? And I will do whatever you guys decide. So that's the plan. Anyway, twitch.tv/thecherno or live.thecherno.com starts tomorrow, and I will see you guys there. Goodbye.